Hi everybody, Bill Knutson here, New York Sports with an Attitude. And I've got a little bit of hockey news before I get to the latest Mets debacle. Got a call this morning from my best friend, Warren, up in New York. I'm no longer in New York, I live in Georgia. But you can take me out of New York, but you can never take New York out of me. So, love New York sports. But anyway, my best friend in New York, Warren, he told me this morning that he's been hearing that the Islanders are going to give John Tavares a 10-year deal worth $130 million. I hadn't heard that, but he's up in New York. I don't know if he read it in the newspaper or heard it on New York radio. I don't know, but that's what he told me. That hasn't been done yet. I know the Islanders offered an 8-year, $88 million contract for him. But the latest that I've heard is that he's still going to be speaking with 5 other teams. So Islanders fans, we have to hope that when he speaks with these teams, his heart is still with the Islanders. The Islanders just got a championship GM and a championship coach. So it's really, really key that we sign Tavares long term. He'll be 28 at the beginning of the season. So a 10-year deal, he's probably not going to be worth that big money for 10 years. But if we can get 6 to 8 high-quality years, the way he's playing now, for 6 to 8 years, and bring home a cup during that time, obviously you'd have to say it was worth it. But stay tuned. Hopefully we'll be able to sign him long term. Anyway, now on to the latest Mets debacle. Where do I begin? All right. I said yesterday I expected us to get swept because Vargas was going to come in and put it on a tee and get knocked all over the place. Okay. Well, Vargas got a calf injury. I'm not sure if they put him on the DL or not yet. They may have. I don't know. But he's not pitching. Then I hear that Blevins is going to start. So obviously that did not make me feel any better. I figured he would get smacked around, and of course he did. He came in, the first 2 hitters of the game hit home runs. So again, we're already in a hole. So we got through that. It's going to be a bullpen day, which is not good because we have one of the worst bullpens in baseball. So a bullpen day does not make me feel any better. Offense-wise, for most of the game, we were still looking at very hittable pitches, struck out a few times on called strike threes. Again, Little League, protect the plate with 2 strikes, adjust your hitting. 2 strikes, I've got to protect the plate, I've got to put the ball in play, especially with runners in scoring position, less than 2 outs. We've been horrible all year, and for the most part today we were still doing that. But anyway, the bullpen came in and they were absolutely atrocious. I mean, all the guys that came in were giving up home runs. We ended up giving up 7 home runs. 7. The Mets had, never done that in a home game in their history. And it was terrible. It seemed that every reliever that came in gave up home runs. The one positive thing, if you can come up with some positive things out of all of these losses, was the Mets didn't give up. They kept chipping away. We got a couple of home runs of our own, kept chipping away, not giving up. And the big one, down 7-4 in the 8th inning, a guy that I've been critical of, that he can't catch and he can't hit. Plawecki came through big. He got a RBI double earlier in the day, which is rare for him. But he came through with a very clutch 3-run homer in the 8th inning to tie the game. Now, earlier in the 8th inning, Bautista was on first base with 1 out. Base hit goes to left field. We're down 7-4, right? So with that base hit, now the tying run's coming to the plate. Base hit to left, so the ball is in front of Bautista as he's going to second base. He decides to run to third. I have no idea why. Absolutely horrific base running. Guy makes a perfect throw to third base, and by some miracle, for some reason, he didn't just take a step forward and tag Bautista as he was going by. I don't know how he missed that tag, but he did. And what was so critical about that horrible base running, but a miracle that he didn't get tagged, is he should have been out by a mile. That would have been the second out. And then Plawecki came up and hit a home run. Plawecki's home run would have been a 2-run homer, and we still would have been down 7-6 and lost the game in 9 innings 7-6 because of that stupid base running mistake. Miracle, guy missed the tag on him, and we tied the game with Plawecki's home run. But, you know, it wasn't meant to be. I wasn't confident going into extra innings because what kind of pitching did we have? What kind of offense did we have? We got no offense, a couple of extra innings. Flexen came in, and actually it looked like he was throwing a bit harder and his stuff was a little better than I had ever seen him before. But, of course, he had to give up a home run, one of the 7 home runs that the Dodgers hit today. Gave up the home run to Turner, top of the 11th, and, of course, in the bottom of the inning, Conforto did get a bloop single, but we basically went very meekly to our 6th straight defeat. And now we are 4-17 in the month of June, and we are, you know, further and further sinking. So I don't know what trades we're going to have to make. We're certainly not going to be buyers. Like I said yesterday, we are way too far out of everything with no hope of getting back into it. So I don't know what moves we're going to make, whether they're going to be big moves, selling big pieces or not. I don't know. I was a little concerned when Nimmo got hit on the hand, but the x-rays were negative. It's a bruise. So hopefully he won't be out more than a few days because he's one of the few bright spots that the Mets have in their lineup. You know, we got DeGrom as a pitcher, but he's one of the few everyday players that are doing a solid job and that you look forward to seeing. So they said, I think they said his pinky was bruised. So hopefully he'll be okay within a few days, so we have something to watch. I don't know. But, you know, I don't know what else to say. It's just awful. Pitched 7 home runs today. Just absolutely awful. You know, it was all bullpen. I know Blevins was the starting pitcher today, but he's a bullpen pitcher. You know, first 2 hitters, home runs. And it seemed like the game was over then. We did fight back, like I said, just to lose in 11 innings by giving up all those home runs. But anyway, you know, New York sports for life. New York sports till I die. That's never going to change. Mets fan till I die. Not going to change. But I think as the Mets continue to fall further and further into the pit of misery, forgive me Bud Light, I stole that from you, that we're going to be starting to talk more football, maybe a little more hockey, you know, but definitely a lot more football over the summer as the Mets continue to sink. But anyway, tomorrow we start 3 with the Pirates. Hopefully we can turn things around and start to win some games. I'll be watching. No matter how bad they get, I'll still be watching. All right. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe. Check out what's on my mind. Never know what I might say, but whatever I think, I will say it. So check it out. Subscribe to the show. And in closing, I appreciate very much you all watching. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great day and night, and I'll see you next time.